So at the peak of the pandemic, there was the diversity and inclusion movement in the United States around equity and fairness and diversity that came to the forefront around Black Lives Matter. Now, that was way overdue, and we still haven't scratched the surface. But just because we get to a level of equity where we have diverse representation and fair pay in seats doesn't mean that all of the voices of the organization are heard. And so we designed a model and looked at organizations that had a full stack of inclusion, where real radical inclusion. So inclusion, if you've got to believe that inclusion, getting people involved, yields innovation. Most people are wedded with the belief that inclusion, getting a lot of people involved, means slow. So how do you get from inclusion, which in the olden days meant slow because you throw meetings at things? Now, if you're throwing meetings at things, you're still going to be slow. But how do you use hybrid work tools in order to involve more people, get bolder ideas, and still make faster decisions? And a big part of that is something called asynchronous collaboration. I wrote a white paper recently, which perhaps we can send out to your audience. It's and then I did a series with NPR on this, which focused on our research around hybrid teams and how do you reduce the number of meetings, improve innovation, and improve the speed of decision making. All things that used to work against each other. And what we've been able to do is show how using what's called asynchronous collaboration, which is you start with, if let's say, and this is, I know you're going to ask at the end, what's the example? This is the example. The example is, I'm launching a project to change my brand, and I want to refresh my brand. And I would send around to the team, or the broader team. When I say team, it's leading without authority team, meaning whoever I think is needed to be involved in this conversation. Here's the problem I'm trying to solve. Maybe the problem I'm trying to solve is our brand doesn't feel relevant to our market any longer. Here's a bold thought we have of changing it. The brand tagline is going to shift from this to this. We're going to upgrade it in the following ways, etc. Here are some struggles or challenges that I foresee with that. Sales organization isn't going to like it, etc. The next thing is, who should we be involved in this decision process? Put the names down. You send that document out with your point of view at the top of it. And let's say it's a Google sheet or a SharePoint document where everybody can see that, but then everybody on the team has to add their own point of view across all of those so they can comment. They're like, no, this isn't the issue, this is, or this, we need these people involved, not these people, and this is the problem, not this is the problem. So, we use the document to have the debate as far as we can take it before we ever have a first meeting. Now, everybody's been thoughtful. If you had a meeting of 12 people and you put this question on the table, what percentage of everyone's thinking do you think you're going to get into the room? 12 people, 2 hours, like what average percentage of those 12 people's ideas would you get in the room?
Probably not many, maybe, I don't know.
20%.
Yeah, if that.
You'd probably get 80% of 3 people's point of view.
Yeah.
Right? And now, if I do it this way, starting with asynchronous, everybody has a shot at getting their ideas on the table. You've increased the inclusion of them and share of voice of everybody in the room. And then you can do it to 20 people that weren't even in the room originally and don't even have to be in the room. You do all of this and design your meetings in advance. Now you're actually transforming the way decision making occurs.